Oh, shh. Okay, all right. Okay.
I think we got one. I can't hold it still.
According to the person who uploaded the clip, the driver did not notice the enormous figure right away because he was focused on the burn pile, not on what was happening around him. Only later, while reviewing the dashcam video, did he see it, a huge, dark, hair-covered shape, standing upright behind a shed and blending into the nearby trees. To help viewers spot it more clearly, the uploader slowed the footage down. The figure obviously rising above the shed is estimated to be at least 8 feet tall, since the shed itself is said to be nearly 6 feet high. On closer inspection, the hair looks deep black across most of the body, slowly shifting into a lighter brown color around the stomach area. One of the most striking parts of the footage is the way the figure stays perfectly still, almost like it is trying to hide in plain sight and avoid detection. While that seemed to work in the moment, the dashcam still recorded its outline. The low frame rate prevents the image from looking completely sharp, but the video still shows something many viewers consider interesting. The precise location was never verified, although many believe it was recorded somewhere remote in Canada. So the question remains, is this a real glimpse of Bigfoot, or could it simply be another well-planned hoax? Share your thoughts below here. The Voyager Overland YouTube channel centers on the adventurous side of Jeep travel off-road routes, camping, and outdoor exploration. Its videos showcase scenic trails, striking landscapes, and campsites found along the journey. Earlier this summer, the channel's creator went on a family trip with his wife, his grandfather, and his grandchildren to the Ruby Falls Mountains in Alberta.
When I asked them where they wanted to go, they both said the same thing. They said,
Ruby Falls!
So I guess that's where we're heading.
When they were asked where they wanted to go, everyone chose the same place, Ruby Falls, so that became their destination. After arriving, they found a suitable spot, parked the vehicle, set up a small camp, and spent time enjoying the waterfall before heading to another area and settling down again. At the new location, the creator set up a trail camera near camp, hoping to record local wildlife. Instead, the camera captured something much more unsettling. In the video, a humanoid shape appears to move through the campsite during the night. The figure seems to walk in a natural way, sometimes pausing as if checking the area around it. What makes the footage especially strange is that the figure appears partly translucent at certain moments, possibly because of motion blur, weak infrared light, or both. As someone familiar with trail cameras and Bigfoot-related research pointed out, they had never seen anything like this before. To examine the clip more closely, filters were used to brighten the object and the image was enlarged by 150%. Even then, the figure still looked strange and hard to explain. Encounters like this are incredibly rare, and they remind viewers that anything unexpected can happen when people spend time in the wilderness outdoors. A homeowner started hearing disturbing sounds outside and later found strange footprints spread across the property.
All right, we're now in the southwestern corner of the property. Allegedly, this is where the guy said he had the most activity. That remains to be seen. A little spooky, I guess. It's mostly just quiet. Apparently they're building a subdivision over that way. Huh. Oh. What the hell was that? Oh. Something walking. Oh, shh. Okay, all right. Okay.
Worried by what they had found, they reached out to someone to examine the area more carefully. The search brought them to the southwestern side of the land where earlier activity had reportedly taken place. At first, everything appeared calm and almost too silent, with nothing unusual to point out except signs of nearby construction for a new subdivision. Then suddenly something changed in the distance. Between the trees, a huge figure emerged. It stood tall and wide, covered in dark fur, with glowing red eyes fixed directly on the observer. The sight was shocking, nothing like what anyone would expect to find on private land. The remaining question is whether this recording was staged for attention online, or if the camera really captured a mysterious presence moving across the property. On September 2nd, 2023, Finn Breton and a friend chose to camp in Freetown State Forest, Massachusetts, a place known for dark legends and occult rumors. Since camping was not allowed, they quietly set up their tent in secret. When night fell, strange noises started echoing through the trees. The unsettling sounds moved closer, and fear kept them trapped inside the tent, unable to sleep. By morning, they hoped daylight would bring relief, but the eerie noises continued, becoming stranger.
What is making that sound?
It sounds like a part. Okay, it got a little bit creepier because now we have this on top, so you really cannot see out of the tent. Bro, why does it sound like someone is crying? I'm out. I don't know what to do because I'm not doing that.
The mood changed from unsettling to terrifying. The forest felt alive with cries and unexplained sounds that left them frozen with fear. Panic quickly became stronger than curiosity. In a rush, they packed up camp, left the area, and vowed never to return. What truly haunted the woods that night remains unclear, but the encounter left them shaken and convinced the forest hides something they cannot explain. While hiking near Duffield, Virginia, a Reddit user discovered an unusual footprint marked into a rock. Although they did not place anything beside it for scale, they estimated the track was around 12 to 14 inches long. The print had a strange shape, looked unusually large, and was clearly visible on the stone surface. Even more curious, no other tracks were found nearby, only that single massive print etched into the rock. In March, a woman living near Red Gut Bay, Ontario, saw something strange moving through the woods behind her house. The area is isolated, so anything unusual stands out quickly. She grabbed her phone and started filming. When the video was later examined by the Rocky Mountain Sasquatch team, they stabilized the footage and made the figure easier to see, a tall, dark form with one arm that appeared oddly long. Locals nearby in the area, already aware of previous reports involving similar sightings, quickly suggested the unknown figure might be Bigfoot. Wanting to avoid extra attention, the woman decided to keep her identity private from public attention. A clip appeared on Facebook reportedly showing a possible Bigfoot encounter during a camping trip in Alaska's boreal forest. In the footage, the person behind the camera stays low and hidden while filming a large, dark shape moving far away. The figure is visible for only a few seconds before vanishing back into the trees, leaving more questions than answers behind. This footage was recorded by a trail camera placed in Washington State on December 25, 2009. It shows a large, dark figure that appears to be kneeling near a campsite. Food and snacks had reportedly been left outside in an attempt to attract Sasquatch. The figure's posture is unusual. Its head sits low with no clear neck visible, and its body looks massive with a wide back. Unlike a bear, this shape appears to have a human-like back and shoulders. One especially strange detail is a visible groove running down its back, separating the two sides of its muscles, something not normally seen on a bear. So who or what was sitting beside that picnic table? During a snowstorm in Arizona, a woman named Rose filmed from inside her car while driving near White River above Roberts Ranch.
What the heck was that?
The audio picked up loud, unfamiliar noises coming from outside the vehicle. The sounds continued as she traveled along a remote section of road near the White River. They stayed clear in the recording despite the wind and passing traffic. This area has had similar reports of strange sounds and sightings, but no confirmed explanation has ever been found. In severe weather, sound can move in unusual ways and seem closer than it really is. So what do you think she was actually hearing out there? Over the years, users have claimed to spot large unidentified figures in several Google Earth Street View locations. One image from Washington State shows a tall shape between the trees, and after enhancement, some viewers see a face and human-like features. Another image from Europe seems to show a fur-covered figure standing upright in an open field, sparking debate over whether these are real sightings or only visual distortions. Bigfoot is normally associated with deep, isolated forests far from people. If it avoids humans, would it really show up on a public mapping camera? In this episode from Small Town Monsters, the team reaches West Morris Mountain Campground and settles at Campsite 11. As they raise the tent and organize their gear,
West Morris Mountain Campground. So we're in Campsite 11. Mike Green stayed in Campsite 10. We're going to go ahead and set up this tent and establish our little base of operations.
they get ready for a night of searching with strange noises and hidden movement waiting just past the trees. Campsite 10 has its own history, once connected to Mike Green. Now the team enters that stretch prepared for whatever might be close.
What got me into ultralight hiking and backpacking in general was I was an infantryman, so a lot of hiking on the ground, but we called it rucking back then. And it was a nice kind of transition into the normal world, but I can still kind of get a feel of the ruggedness and the discipline it takes.
The following morning, local hiker and outdoorsman Mike Kirkpatrick joins them as their guide. A former infantryman, his background helped build the endurance needed for long hikes. Today, he uses that experience in ultralight hiking and backpacking. For him, it is more than physical effort.
Well, when I started coming up here, there's the pop culture Bigfoot. You see him on the bumper stickers and all that. I did not think Bigfoot was real. I just enjoyed the novelty of it. Because at this point, when I started coming out here, I never saw any Bigfoot. But it was actually in 2016, I would come up here every weekend and go to a different spot and just hike around and explore.
It is a way to remain tied to the wilderness and the discipline that once shaped his life. In a quiet section of the campground, an older couple rapidly loaded their things into a pickup truck. As one member of the team passed by, they watched him tense and unsure. Not long afterward, the woman came over, leaving a feeling that something strange had taken place. The moment stayed with them, as if the woods had seen something nobody could fully explain.
I mean, I couldn't move it, and I don't think you could move it, but if you could move that rock, you would be able to.
Oh, this is a different area, huh?
A different world over here. This is everything.
MK,
You don't want to see that.
MK, something's traveling through here.
Oh yeah,
This path,
this
there's
is a
something
huge
traveling
path
down
right
through this
here.
path here.
As Mike climbed higher into the area, he moved off the main trail and found something unusual. A tall formation made from stacked trees stood there, and close by smaller saplings had been snapped at the same height and spaced in a pattern. It seemed intentional, like a quiet message left in the woods. He understood this was more than forest noise. That discovery pushed him further into the search. Over time, he started seeing odd signs everywhere.
All right, so subterranean Sasquatch.
Totally plausible.
Suddenly not so.
Totally not crazy, right?
But you know, if I'm 8 feet tall, this ain't nothing for me to climb out of.
Humid down
I'm
here.
jacked.
There's people that would have no problem getting up this right now, let alone, of course, my imagination's probably playing tricks on me, but there's worn spots on the moss.
Worn areas and moss branches breaking for no clear reason, distant sounds moving through the trees and objects dropping without an obvious source. The pattern became difficult to dismiss. The tension builds as the team feels movement along the ridgeline.
Just to watch our footing once we get out of this.
Stop.
I think the white light ticked something off. It started right after we started the white light up.
That was,
It sounded like a guy groaning.
it was man-like, but bestial at the same time. Oh my God.
A shadow moves at the edge of their sight, then shows up again. Their attention turns uphill as whatever is out there continues shifting, never fully revealed. Then, suddenly, something flies from the darkness and lands near them. The lights come on and everyone keeps watching the tree line. Whatever caused it is still nearby, concealed and daring enough to act. The silence afterward feels heavier than the impact.
Check this out.
Yeah, you can feel air coming out of this.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So if these are the ones we're finding,
And don't forget,
Oh, Jesus. All right.
From deeper in the forest, heavy sounds confirm something is moving. The team leaves with more questions than answers. Something was active on Moores Mountain that night, large, elusive, and never clearly seen. Whatever moved through those shadows remains unknown, but one thing is clear: the presence was far beyond what they expected, and the forest kept its secrets.
It's getting closer.
Okay, you feel it?
Yeah.
When trees are snapped like fences and rocks are thrown at you from total darkness, it suggests something huge and intelligent may be tracking every move. What kind of mysterious giant do you think is controlling this mountain? A video was posted by YouTuber The Facts by howtohunt.com after he received the footage from a follower and believed it was too strange not to share. The clip shows a tall, upright figure crossing uneven terrain. From far away, it moves over slopes and rocky ground that would be difficult for a person to travel across. Yet it maintains steady balance and moves with a smooth, consistent rhythm. Each climb and drop in the landscape would normally slow someone down, but the figure passes through it without hesitation. Still, the distance, motion, and surroundings make it hard to identify what it is. So what do you think this figure actually was? In 1924, Albert Ostman, an experienced prospector, went alone into the wilderness of British Columbia, traveling toward the isolated forests of Toba Inlet. He was brought in by boat with supplies, tools, and a rifle, intending to spend several days looking for gold before heading back. Soon after, his camp was disturbed. Food supplies disappeared, but nothing was ripped open or damaged, which did not seem like animal behavior. It felt as though something was observing him. One night, while sleeping with his rifle close by, he was suddenly lifted from the ground, still inside his sleeping bag, unable to see or move. He was carried for hours over rough terrain. When he was finally put down, Ostman realized he was in a steep, hidden basin. Around him stood 4 large human-like figures covered with hair, a group that seemed to be a family. A large male, a female, and 2 smaller ones. The only exit was a narrow pass, and it was guarded. He was not attacked, but he was watched as his supplies slowly ran low. At one point, Ostman gave the large male some chewing tobacco. The creature became ill, and in the confusion, he escaped. He climbed through difficult ground, crossing ridge after ridge, until he reached the coast, where he managed to signal a passing boat. He later said he had been kept there for 6 days. For many years, he kept the account private, afraid people would not believe him. In 1957, as Sasquatch interest increased, he shared what he believed happened. Some dismissed it, while others focused on the details, the described behavior, and the isolation of the area. Do you think this was only a story or something he really experienced? In 2021, a Reddit user traveled to Willow Creek, California, an area famous for Bigfoot reports. While hiking there, they captured something strange on camera. The photo showed a dark, human-like figure standing close to the trees. Some people quickly argued it was Bigfoot, while others believed it was only light and shadow. But the person who took the picture was not convinced, saying the shape did not match any nearby tree branch or object. In locations already tied to sightings, people may study anything unusual more closely, but angles and lighting can still affect what we see. Without additional evidence, it is difficult to know for sure. So what do you think was really captured in that picture? This case comes from D's Dark Adventures, a YouTube channel focused on paranormal investigations and Bigfoot research after dark. On August 13, 2025, Dee and her crew entered the woods for a nighttime investigation, a place they had visited many times before. But this time, strange equipment readings, sudden movement in the trees, and the constant feeling of being watched made it different from anything they had experienced.
My fan's breaking down, guys, sorry. Do you hear that? What is that? Shh. Hold on. Do you hear that?
that way.
What the hell is that?
Hearing it across the road.
That way.
Now it's over there. Yeah.
And the ducks just got disturbed.
Yeah, there's one that way and one that way.
That's crazy. That treetop up there is moving.
There's a little bit of breeze, just not down here.
What would be making that noise then? Oh God. It's down over there. Now it's over there. How's that happen? There's gotta be two of them. What is that?
As they push farther into the forest, the animals around them begin acting oddly. Rabbits bolt away quickly. Raccoons run off without any obvious reason. It feels as though every animal in the area can sense something nearby that the team cannot see. Each breaking branch and every moving leaf makes the air feel heavier. The trees look wrong as well, bent and twisted in strange directions, making the woods feel tighter and more difficult to pass through.
I don't know if that's a trunk or if I got one. I don't got my lights. Woohoo! It looks like one was just walking and it froze, but I can't tell if it's a tree trunk or not. I swear it's moving, dude. Like it's...
Will you?
Yeah. I think that's a DM, man. Be careful. To be honest, I see, like it's, you know how like cats when they flatten their ears when they get mad? But I can't tell because I don't got my lights. David, I need my lights, man. I don't hear that call anymore. What are you doing, guys? I think we got one. I can't hold it still. Its face is shifting. Stick brake to my right. Okay. Ooh, what's that? Is that another one? I can't tell. David, what are you doing, man? Okay. Oh my God, I think it's a stump, but I don't know. I can't tell. It looks different than everything else. Come look at this. I gotta go get my lights from him.
Is it upside down? Oh my God. I've never found that. I've never seen that before. I've seen it on TV, but I've never... Go, David, look at the little stick in the top. What's that? Did you hear that? There's a wood knot in there. Look at that. I've never seen one upside down like that. Like there's no branches up where it came from. It didn't land like this. They're all like that. And it's 3 or 4 or 5. These two were connected at one point.
Yeah, this is made to look like that one.
That's crazy.
I got used to be connected there and then it finally...
Be careful touching. It could tip and you're in trouble. Oh, is it? It is. Oh, that piece is holding that piece up. I've never seen that in person before. That's amazing. High five. Yay. That is so cool. You ever seen that?
No, not like that.
You've probably seen more tonight than you have in a couple of years, huh?
Did we get any back? Weird stuff are stuck in the ground to mimic that.
Like baby was like, I want to do one. But these 3 right here.
At one point, Dee is by herself. A loud crack comes from somewhere close. Then something shifts in the brush. Possums scatter everywhere, not as if they were only startled, but as if they were escaping from something specific. Then, Dee notices it. 2 dim points of light between the trees, low to the ground, still, watching. The team also discovers something on the forest floor that leaves them frozen. Branches and small trees have been arranged into shapes. Some are placed upside down. Others are gathered in ways that do not seem natural. The formations stretch across a large area. None of it appears to have fallen that way. None of it has an easy explanation, but the eyes shine fleeing animals and carefully arranged branches are the exact kinds of details that often appear in Bigfoot reports. What do you think was out there that night deep inside those woods alone?